Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome back to another episode of the Buffalo Sabres Be a GM. I'm Target Audience, and of course, we're going to get things going right away. Just make sure you don't forget to like at the end of the video, if you liked it, of course. I'm not pushing you to do it. Leave a comment, let me know what you think, okay? Let's get into things here. We're going to do our little review here. Not our little review, we're going to do our extensive review. We're up there for save percentage. Nichols is an 8th out of 921. Goals against average, we are not. Wins, Nichols has the most in the league. Points, Sam Reinhart is in 5th in the league with points at 27. So he's got 21 goals and 6 assists. So something's going right on that line now. Finally started clicking. Goals, we aren't up there. You see Reinhart is up there for assists. He's actually tied for second. He is only 4 assists off the lead, who is Nick Backstrom, who's a perennial leader in, the assist category. Team standings, we sit at 31 points. We're just inside of a playoff position at this point. Probably, actually, we're a little bit in there. I mean, if you consider Ottawa and Florida are actually knocking Pittsburgh and New York out, or Pittsburgh out, Pittsburgh out. Ottawa and Florida are knocking Pittsburgh out, so we're still in a comfortable playoff position. Let's take a look at Stats Central. We're going to look at it a little bit more in-depthly. Team standings. First off, we're 4th in the league, doing really well there. We have a game in hand on a couple of these teams. Goals for per game, we're actually at a 3.18. Now, I don't think that we're scoring particularly too many goals, but you look at teams like Philadelphia, Washington, Islanders, and even Edmonton, they're scoring a little bit above. So are we, but we have less to go in terms of dropping, okay? So I think we're going to do a little bit better. Goals against per game, we're at a 2.64. Awesome number. I like that difference. Our power play is at 20.5. Can't complain with that. I'm liking it. And our penalty kill, boo, 75%. All right, so we do need to address that. Let's have a look at player stats, though. We will see how things are going here. Come on, game. Hurry up. Any minute now. Any minute now. All right, so points. Reinhardt at 27 points. Shattenkirk's got 25 points. How is he not in the top 10? I didn't notice him there. Gaudreau, 24 points. Rick Nash, 19. Eric Stahl at 18. These guys are all around that point per game mark. Zuccarello, 15 points. Kessler, 12. He's quite a bit down there, but he's a two-way forward. His plus-minus should be nice and high, at a +7. Demers is at 10 points, probably because he's playing with Shattenkirk. Shattenkirk has been a fantastic acquisition for us. We look at some of the depth players here. Girgensons only has 1 point so far this year. He's not doing well at all, and he's a -1. I mean, he's our third-line center. He's supposed to be, shutting things down, which he does. I mean, he's a defensive player, and he's not playing. I mean, he's playing with, where is he? Where's our guy? DeLuca. How's he doing? He's got 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. He's not particularly playing on an offensively gifted line, so I'm not going to fault him too much for that. I mean, you look at Marcus Foligno, he's not exactly the best player. He's definitely a defensive player, third-line checker. And they've got a sniper like DeLuca playing with them. I'm liking that so far. We know our goalie's got a 9.21 save percentage. I don't worry too much about goals against average. It's save percentage. But we're going to go back into coaching options. We're going to edit our lines. We're going to take a look at our penalty kill. Just try to change things up a little bit. Let's put the two big boys up. Let's put Girgensons, yeah, like that. Reinhart, Girgensons with Stahl, and then Reinhart with Kessler. And let's see if we can find some success that way. I don't think that the 3-man penalty kill gets too much action, so we're going to leave that one right now. And let's sim a month, just with that one change, see if we find any success here. All right, we're going to probably have a scouting trip right away, I'm thinking. We're probably right at that cusp. So we got to get back in our winning ways. Well, yeah, we definitely have to get back on our winning ways now after that loss to Detroit. There you go. There's our scouting. All right. There were a couple in Russia, weren't there? So let's scout Russia for a month. Let's find out a little bit more. Guys sometimes fault me a little bit for not scouting some of the European leagues as much. But let truth be known, or truth be told, there aren't many great prospects in those leagues once you get outside of the first 2 seasons. And I mean, it goes for every single league, I think, when it comes to EA anyway, is that they don't focus too much on creating those prospects, those top-end talents. Every now and then you'll get a year where there's a couple guys that are really high and, really skilled. But nobody really that stands out, and your prospect pool drops tremendously after that first year. Tremendously. I mean, the game does not populate the players quick enough. And you'll see, actually, if you ever play Be a Pro or anything like that, and you end up back down in the CHL, like we did with Augustus Mock, you'll see you'll end up playing forward with defensemen on your wing or at center or something like that. It's wherever the team needs those players. They'll put defensemen. So it's like the game has a hard time adding in those forwards. I don't know what it is about it, why it's such an issue. I don't know why they can't create an algorithm that goes, okay, so you're going to create this is the number of players that you need to compete. These are the minimum number of players that you need that are draft eligible. There should be minimum every single draft, you know, like 250 to 300 draft eligible players. And I know that there are, but I mean, that are actually, I feel like, in the game. I don't think that there's that many. There aren't that many, especially on the next gen. On the next gen, there are not that many players. And I do want steals in the draft. I want those kinds of things to happen, where you find a guy, you know, way down, you know, 7th round, that's 4.5 yellow stars. He doesn't show it when you scout him, but when you pick him up, he ends up being that good. That'd be fantastic. And also, you have to take into consideration that when you're scouting, you know, you put your XP into your amateur scout, you may have better intel on some of these players than the computer does. That may be the case as well. You don't know for sure. Let's do our scouting assignment again. 2 top 10s in the O. Let's check defense. There, you got a couple first rounders here. You know, you don't know for sure how advanced they are, what kind of information they have. You have information on if there's high interest or low interest. Look at Gaudreau with 25 assists. All right, goals against average, we are up there. Nichols at a 2.30. He is up there at a 9.23 now for save percentage. 3rd in the league. Good job for you, Nichols. Points, we aren't up there anymore. We have seen some drop off there, as I suspected we would. Nichols has the most wins in the league at 19. We aren't up there for goals, and we certainly aren't up there for assists anymore. Standings, we're at 46 points. We are still in a playoff spot, but I mean, look at the Metropolitan Division compared to us. Like, if we were in the Metropolitan Division, we'd be second. Every team that's getting out of the playoffs here would be second. That's bullshit. And then look at the West even. We'd be first in the West if we were over there. But our division is the tightest, and the East is the strongest right now. So we're gonna sim another month. I'm not too concerned still. Still feeling pretty good about what our team's putting out there. I mean, it may come down to just having such a competitive Eastern Conference this year that we get eliminated because of it. That would suck, but that's the case. Everything's really close, though, in points. I mean, you see we're 1 point behind the Washington Capitals, who are in the other division there, the Metropolitan Division. So anything can happen. I mean, we're not even that far behind the guys ahead of us. And there's a loss in regulation. So we got to start trying to find our niche here. There's a loss to Buffalo. Those are games we have to win. All right, here's a game against Columbus. They've got Connor McDavid. Holy shit, we lose that one too. We need to find our winning ways. Let's go trading block. Let's just go with what they want. See if we get any offers. I mean, we had Kessler and Stahl on there, and we had, I think, probably looking for a top pairing defenseman. Dear Jesus H. Christ. Get some friggin' wins, guys. You got one of the toughest divisions in the NHL. Sorry, the toughest division in the NHL, and you've posted up, what, 4 or 5 straight losses here? None of which come in regulation? Holy shit, or in overtime? That one came in overtime. But 1 loss in overtime. Like, let's get a fucking win here. Sorry to pardon my language, but good God. Okay, what the hell's going on? What is going on here? Are you friggin' kidding me? Stop and try and get it going again. Like, get the shit together, boys. Thank you. Finally, you gotta start scoring. I mean, we got Sam Reinhart out there, he's a phenom. You got Eric Stahl, who's a really good forward, like, not to be discounted at all. He's a great forward. Maybe we don't have that top scorer, but Johnny Gaudreau can score. He's proven it. He's proved he can score it. He can be that complimentary piece to even a top line. Thank you. Finally getting some wins here, but who knows how long it'll last. There you go. Oh, but that came in overtime. Why is Eric Stahl leading the goal race? Why isn't it Johnny Gaudreau? Do I need to switch Gaudreau for Nash? Maybe that's something to consider. Because, I mean, we're only at 54 points right now. That's only 4 points ahead of where Detroit was a month ago. No, I do not want to play the All-Star game. That's the one thing I do not want to do right now. Otherwise, I'll just completely lose my shit. A 3rd for Dimitru. Who's Dimitru? What's your deal, buddy? Dimitru, Jared Dimitru. 3.5 yellow stars. Sure. Because I don't think I have a third this year. No, I'll execute that trade. Oh, what? Oh, shoot. I guess I rejected it. I thought X was to execute trade. Maybe it's Y. Oh, shoot. It's Y. All right, let's sim one more day. Finish this month. We'll do an in-depth review of this crap show that was the Buffalo Sabres that month. Holy shit. All right. We'll get that goalie here. 2 top 10 goalies here, actually, in the Swiss. But I'm not looking for a goalie. I got tons of those. We're going to look at... I'd actually like to add another defenseman. So maybe there's a defenseman in the queue. You know, I'm going to scout the OHL for a month in defense. There's a 1 first rounder and a ton of second rounders. So, let's take a look at standings. Goals against average, we're not up. We are up there, 249. Save percentage, we're not up there anymore. He dropped right off. Points, no. Wins, we are second in the league. Goals, no. Assists, no, of course not. We're tied, but we're not there. Standings, we dropped off to 54 points. We are in a playoff spot right now. We would take out the New York Islanders, but only by 1 point. So I do need to look at team standings here because we've seen a drop considerably. A considerable drop here. Team standings, let's have a look. We sit 12th. We dropped from 4th. Our goals for per game dropped to an 2.80, so we're not scoring anymore. Our goals against per game has risen to a 2.72. Our power play is now a 16.7. Our penalty kill is a 78.3. So our penalty kill is better. Our penalty kill is better. Let's go player stats. Let's go to NHL. I'm going to change things up a little bit. All right. I'm going to move Gaudreau off that top line. And I'm going to put Rick Nash up there and see if we can't get some success with having that veteran. We'll see if that can happen. Reinhardt's got 46 points. Gaudreau's got 45 points, so he's getting a lot of assists, and Eric Stahl's got 41. So that top line is doing pretty well. Shattenkirk's got 34 points. Like, he's doing quite well. Rick Nash at 30. Zuccarello at 28. I mean, who's got it? What's the plus-minus situation? Wow, Eric Stahl's at plus 17. Let's take a look. Who's below? Not too many people. Just our bottom 6, basically, are below. Anthony DeLuca is having a hard time there. Having a hard time. Okay. Let us go to coaching options. Edit lines. Let's do best lines for a second. All right, Zuccarello and Stahl, we'll switch those 2 around. I'm going to switch Gaudreau and Nash around, see if we can't spark something there. Power forward, 2 playmakers, it might work out. Defense, we're fine. Power play has been weak. Let's do it like that. And then our penalty kill got a little bit better, so I'm going to switch them up again. Gergensen, Stahl, Reinhardt, Kessler, that's fine. Okay, so let's try like that. Let's see if maybe that little adjustment will give us the boost we need. I'm not, holding my breath with it, but we needed to do something. I mean, we are literally 1 point into a playoff spot right now, and we need to be better than that. This is a year where we need to make the playoffs. Like, we can't keep zipping by here. We got an 89 overall goalie, an 88 overall defenseman who's scoring like crazy. We've got goal scoring out the wazoo. If there was one player that I would trade, I guess maybe it would be... Oh, geez, I don't even know who I'd put. I'd want to pick up a scoring winger for maybe Eric Stahl or Ryan Kessler. I think that they're going to be on the trading block again here. I think they would be on the trading block. Because right now, that's the one thing we're having a hard time doing is scoring. I mean, we beat them 3-2 against Pittsburgh. We lost 2-1 to the Islanders. There's a 4-1 win. Thank you. We finally got a goal. We switched things up. We did get Rick Nash, but it's a matter of getting to the trade deadline. And you know what? I'm going to stop the sim right after this game against Ottawa, which we lost. Anyway, trading block. Let's go with what they suggest. I want to pick up a top line forward. I want a first line forward. I don't want anything older than, 33 is good. I want top shooting. That's what I want. First line forward. You know what? I would go with 4.5-star shooting, even. There you go. Okay, and then surplus. I have a couple of... I'll just put them on the block. Instead of the 29... Yeah, I'll put them on there. Marshall Smith. That's that... Yeah, I'm not going to put him on there. I would put... Oh, no. Hold on. Let's clear that. We'll keep the 2019 on there. And I will throw Eric Stahl on. Eric Stahl and Ryan Kessler. And then we will shop them at the deadline here, too. Where's Kessler? Oh, too far. I mean, he's down dropped to an 88 overall, both of them. So we can see what we can get for those two. We should be able to get a top line winger, I would think. All right, now let's keep the sim going. Maybe we'll get some interest. Eric Stahl is our top scorer, but right now I think we could replace him. I mean, if we replaced, what's his name? If we replaced Ryan Kessler with a top scoring winger, that would be great. But what do you trade Ryan Kessler for? Corey Perry? I don't think so. Mind you, they're not going to make the playoffs from the looks of things. They might be looking to deal for a guy that's a little bit younger. I don't think Kessler is much younger. I mean, he's probably 33 years old. There's a loss. That one comes in OT, I think. I think it came in OT. Hard to tell. We got fewer losses than Boston, but they're probably in a playoff spot. Dear Jesus, we lose to them too. Good God, man. It's so frustrating sometimes playing this game. Some teams, it seems like no matter what you do, they can't win. No matter what you put on the ice, you can't win. I mean, we got more wins and fewer losses than Toronto. Oh, we beat them, thank goodness. Holy shit. I mean, Reinhardt's having a great year. He's got 40 assists. I mean, Stahl's not doing bad either. He's not doing bad either. United States. Hold on. WHL forwards. We haven't scouted them yet? Maybe we did, but we didn't do much. All right, let's finish this off here. This will be the trade deadline here, guys. So you're going to have to tell me what you think. I mean, I think we need to make a move. I think that we do need to couple Eric Stahl or Ryan Kessler. Doesn't matter. They're both centers for a scoring winger. I think we need to go out and find that. And there's 2 losses in a row. So if you look at the standings, we're going to do a quick look through here. Goals against average, we are up there at .238. Save percentage, we are up there at .922. We aren't up there for points. We are up there for wins. Not up there for goals. Not up there for assists. Standings, we're at 67 points. We are out of a playoff spot right now. So we are on the outside looking in. So what do we need to do with the deadline that close? Let's take a look at trading block, all right, before we shut things down here. GM options, trade negotiations, trade players. Hold on, I just got to check to see if I thought my battery was dying. Let's see what they're willing to get rid of. All right, so skaters, they're not giving away anybody, but we'll take a look at the standings afterwards. Arizona, not anybody. Boston, no. I just like to do this first because they're the most likely to be traded. McGinn, nobody. Zetterberg, I don't really want Zetterberg. Marian Gaborik, no. We want a top line forward, a guy that can actually score now, still score. Maybe 27, 28 years old. Doing a zip through here. Washington. Who's this Flurry guy? Defenseman, 2-way defenseman, 4.5 yellow stars. No, we don't need a 64 overall defenseman. And nobody in Winnipeg. So now, what we need to look at are teams that would be willing to deal. All right, so that's what we got to look at now. Let's see here. Teams that would be looking to deal. You've got... I'm just going to make a little note of it here. Hold on. We've got Vancouver, Dallas, LA, St. Louis, and Arizona, probably. Those are the ones on the outside looking in. How many points do we have? We're at 67 points. I'd even put Anaheim's in a playoff spot, aren't they? No, they're not. They're close. So I don't think Anaheim would be willing to deal. We look at the East though, where players are much lower, like New Jersey, Florida, Carolina, even Toronto's on the outside, kind of looking in here. They're like 5 points out of a playoff spot. Toronto, the Rangers. Like, there's a lot of teams here that we could consider. I'm going to give the cutoff at the Rangers and the Toronto Maple Leafs at 65 points. So let's go to trade players. Let's take a look at the first one that comes up here. That would be the Arizona Coyotes. Now, Arizona, in terms of forwards, let's take a look at forwards by overall. So they got Max Domi, Mikhail Bodker, Martin Hansel, Dylan Strome. Like, lots of top-end talent, but nobody really that fits the bill for us. So I don't think that Arizona's the option. Next up are the Carolina Hurricanes. All right, Carolina. We look at forwards. They got Jeff Skinner, Jordan Stahl, Elias Lindholm, Alexander Salmon, and Konechny. I mean, the only top winger that would be here would be Skinner. But they're not going to want to deal Eric Stahl for Jeff Skinner. I don't think. Not a team like that. They're not going to want to add a veteran presence like Eric Stahl. Chicago, no. Who else is next? Dallas is the next one. Dallas. Now, they got a lot of top players. They got Kopitar, they've got Sagan, they got Ben, they got Nichushkin. But again, nobody that they'd really want to deal. Nobody they'd want to deal. Detroit is not up there. Hold on. Florida? Florida is one of them. Now, they don't have too many. It doesn't look like Huberdeau. He's only 86 years old. Nobody that's really jumping off the page here. Los Angeles, yep, they are a team that's looking to deal. They've got nobody to deal, though. No wonder they're losing. Like, look, they're all dead. They're all old geezers. Ugh, poor guys. Minnesota is not one of them. Montreal, Nashville, New Jersey. New Jersey is one. Overall-wise, nobody that I want. The Islanders, note the Rangers are, though. And, oh, shit, they've got nobody either. Holy Christ. Ottawa. Bobby Ryan, but they're not willing to deal. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, San Jose, no, St. Louis. Yeah, St. Louis is one. So they got Oshie, Schwartz, Backus, Steen, Stastny, Tarasenko. If you look at the right wing, I mean, TJ Oshie stands out. He leaps off the page for me, but he's not a scorer. Jaden Schwartz, 26-year-old sniper. He's got a pretty good shot. Proven scorer. Not really proven. I mean, goddamn. Like, nobody here, really. Tarasenko, no. Oh, geez. It's hard to find a trade. Toronto. Phil Kessel, 31 years old. Phil Kessel, I do not want a 91 overall player that's that old. And that cap hit of $8 million. William Nylander, 87 overall playmaker. Pretty good shot. No, don't want him, though. Not a 4 red star. James Van Riemsdyk is scoring like crazy. I mean, he's got a great shot. 61 points in 61 games. 31 of those are goals. He's leading the league. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do here. Who else have I not looked at? LA, Dallas, Vancouver's the last one. Toronto is the second to last. Vancouver. And they're not going to have anybody. They got Shinkarik, I guess, and Bonino, but they're not going to want to deal with any of those guys. I mean, really the only team that we could actually deal with from the looks of things, if you look at centers, they've got Kadri, Bozak. So it's 1, 2. That's a third and a fourth. That's fine. Their left wing, they got Van Riemsdyk, and then that's it. Right wing, they've got Kessler, Nylander, Panic. I mean, I guess you could deal for Kessel. Pardon me, not Kessler, Kessel. But, I mean, Kessel, you'd have to deal. What would you have to give up? If we gave up like a left wing. Okay, so you gave up Kessel. Or Kessel for, I don't think they need they don't need a center. That's the problem, though. They don't need a center either. You'd have to, I mean, we could look at other teams that have lots of depth. I mean, where are we at here for this video? So we're at 22 minutes or so. Okay, I'm going to do one more quick sweep. Just taking a look who doesn't have centers. All right, so Anaheim doesn't have center. Left wingers, they got a couple. They got a few right wingers, but, I mean, taking away Corey Perry might be a bit of a problem, and we'd lose out. Arizona, Dylan Strome, Martin Hanzal, Sam Gagner. So they do need centers. They've got Domi. Is he a sniper or playmaker? I believe he's a play. Yeah, playmaker. But he's got a pretty good shot. Doesn't score much, though. Lots of assists. Boston. Oh, you know what? I didn't check right wingers. Nobody. Okay. Boston. We'll look at centers here first. They've got lots of depth at center, so we're not even going to worry about it. Calgary could probably use some depth at center, but they don't have any wingers. Carolina, they could use some depth at center as well. They've got Jordan Stahl as their best player. And Jeff Skinner's their best winger, but they're not going to want to deal that. Centers, they got Jonathan. They got lots of centers. Colorado, lots of centers. Columbus have 2 good centers, McDavid and Johansson. They don't need another one. Dallas, they've got 3 good centers, actually, so they're fine. Detroit, they need centers. They don't have any wingers, though. They've got Anthony Mantha. Now, Detroit, are they a rebuilding team? Are they in my notes? No, they're winning. They're winning like crazy. They're not going to want to deal in Anthony Mantha. I don't think. I don't think that they would deal this kid, in my opinion. If you look at their prospects, let's look at all skaters. Let's see how many of them have that potential. Oh, Jesus, where are they? He's the only one. So I don't think they'd deal a guy that's a future first. Centers in Edmonton, they actually could use some centers. Like, they've got Leon Draisaitl. They've got this Magali kid, Tim Magali. Like, nobody really. They could use some depth at center for a push. They've got Taylor Hall, who's a great winger, and they've got Jordan Eberle. So So they went, if they went 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, they would not be in a playoff team for sure. Jordan Eberle, I mean, he's a good player. He's a good shooter. 88-88. You know, he is a great shooter, Jordan Eberle. But left wingers, Palat, they got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say that they're rocking a 4. Perron, they got Perron and Palat. Those are second-line players. I mean, if you let Yakupov play the top line, this might not be a bad trade. If you traded Jordan Eberle straight up for Ryan Kessler, it's not bad. You wouldn't have to give up much. What do you guys think of a trade for Ryan Kessler for Jordan Eberle? I don't think Edmonton would hate that too much. We'll give them a prospect as well, just to sweeten the pot, even though it's pretty close. It would have to be, it would be a prospect that's something along the lines of, let's take a look at all skaters that they want. It would have to be somebody like a Dimitru, this guy here. There you go. So Kessler and Dimitru for Eberle. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about that? That's not a bad, I don't think that's a bad trade, actually, to be honest. All right, let's take a look in Florida. Centers. They've got tons of depth. Oh, no, wait, that's not center. They've got one good center. I guess they got lots of depth at center. Look at them all. Centers. Look at them all. Jesus. They're good there. Los Angeles, they could use some centers. But like I said, they've got nothing in Los Angeles. Minnesota, centers, they got Coyle and Granlund. And then they've only got Zach Parise. And they got Thomas Vanek as well. But no real right wingers. I don't want to deal from them. Montreal, centers, they've got Galchenyuk and Santorelli. So they could use some depth. They got Max Pacioretty. No, they don't have any good wingers. Nashville, they could use a top center. They've got Barzal coming up, but they don't have anybody really big. And then they got James Neal and Philip Forsberg. What's Philip Forsberg's deal? I know we're running a little bit late here. Four Green Stars power forward. He's got a good shot. He produces pretty well, 28 points. That's not bad. Nashville, New Jersey. Centers, they could use some, but they probably, yeah, we already looked at them. They got Reed Boucher. They don't have anybody really good. The Islanders, centers, they could use another center, I suppose. It's a bit of a stretch for them, and Okpozo's all they got, so no. Centers in New York, they could use it, but again, they don't have anybody at all. Ottawa, oh, we already looked at them. They have quite a bit of depth at center. Philadelphia, they're good at center. Pittsburgh, way good at center. San Jose, they're good. St. Louis, 1, 2, 3, yeah, they're good. Tampa Bay, wow, Stamkos is 97 overall and Druin's 91. That's not even fair. They're good at center. Toronto, good at center. Vancouver, they got a bit of a stretch here. They could use one, but again, they only got Shinkarik and they wouldn't be willing to deal with them. And Washington, they've got Backstrom, Kuznetsov, and Highmore too, so I think they're good at center. Winnipeg, they've got Little, Scheifele, Eichel. Dear Jesus, that's embarrassing right there, how many good players they have at center. They could actually be willing, they might be willing to deal a winger because of that. Who would we want? Wheeler or Andrew Ladd or even Evander Kane? No, I think that Jordan Eberle might be a best trade, to be honest, right here. Yeah, I think they're the best trade, guys, just by going through this, is the Edmonton Oilers. I think that if we trade Jordan Eberle and we send them, if we send them Ryan Kessler for Jordan Eberle and what's his name? I think that's good. Weigh in on that, boys. Weigh in on that trade. What do you think about it? We get a second line. They get another center to add behind Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. We spread our wealth out a little bit. We'll pick up a winger instead, a scoring winger. What do you guys think about that trade? Let me know in the comments section below, okay? I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice.